Hi BookTube, it's Stephanie. Today I'm going to bring you a 7 on Sunday topic video, and this week's topic is new authors that you discovered in 2020. So it was kind of hard to do this because a lot of my favorite books are from this year so far have been by authors that I've read from before. So yeah, it was kind of hard, but I decided to go with also adding in authors that surprised me and things that brought me I was surprised by them and I liked it more than I thought I would. So I decided to go in the order of which I read the authors. So the first one that I would have to put on this list is Andy Weir. I read The Martian in the beginning of the year in January and I really liked it, and I'm really looking forward to Artemis, which I know have gotten a lot of so-so reviews, but from what people have talked about it from, I think I might still like it, but we'll see. I am definitely looking forward to the next book that are coming out next year, which is Project Hail Mary, which is someone who gets lost in space with no memories or things like that. But yeah, I really like this in the beginning of the year, and I'm kind of sad that I did not get to Artemis, because Artemis is a book I own. So yeah, this is the first author that I discovered this year that I liked. The second one, I was so happy when I discovered him, and that's C Hines. Now, the first book that I read in the beginning of the year was Terminal Alliance. This is the sequel. I have yet to acquire the first book. I will. I really adore this series, and I definitely need to get a move on with some other series that he has. He also has a fantasy, but I am following him on Twitter, and he did earlier in the year, like August-ish times, say that he had sent in the draft for Terminal Peace, which is the third book. So I'm really crossing my fingers that it will come out next year. I doubt it, but I would love it if it did. And those are the only physical books that I have on this, because the rest are audiobook, well, one audiobook and ebooks and library books. Next author that I discovered was Polk. Now, I did read a short story by her, but the reason why she's on this list is because of Witchmark. That was really good. I love the way the world was described, and again, I'm bummed that I never got around to Stormsong, but considering my reading, how it has been the last 4 months, yeah, I can understand why I didn't. And yeah, I am so looking forward to the last one in this. I think it's a trilogy, and the last one is coming out in the beginning of next year. So maybe I will manage to get to that one. But yeah, I would definitely recommend you to try Witchmark. And if you want to try out to see if her writing style is anything for you, that short story was really good, and it's free on Tor.com, and I will link it down below. Then we have Neil deGrasse Tyson. I adored Astrophysics for People in a Hurry, and he's also I listened to that as an audiobook, and he's narrating it himself, and I really enjoyed it. I had definitely read about the subject matter before, so it wasn't necessarily new information, but I really liked how he divided everything up, and he has come out with some kind of like sequel to it that I'm definitely going to pick up, and I'm crossing my fingers that it will show up on Storytel, because again, he narrates it himself, and I definitely need to be more active and see what else he has narrated. But yeah, definitely a new author, and he's pretty funny on Twitter. Then we have the two library books actually, and the first one is The Shadow of What Was Lost by James Islington. I had problems telling you what this book was when I had my wrap up of it, because I just love it. It's brilliant, it's humongous. I would highly recommend it if you're after some epic fantasy. Just read it. It's his debut, and it's really good. And again, I'm really mad that I didn't get to the sequel. This one I actually did borrow from the library in December, but since I could almost immediately feel like I was not going to even consider it, I returned it. But oh, it was so good, and I really can't wait to see what else he will come up with, because he has finished this trilogy. So yeah, I definitely need to just continue on reading with it. One of the books that I read this year that I just really was surprised about how much I loved it was Greyminder by Melissa Marr. Now, I can't say that this is a masterpiece. It's not like, oh, the best book ever written, but it's really original. It's fast paced and it gets to the point of things. It's not too explanatory. You don't really get too much in circles. Yes, there are things that I would have wanted more explanation for. Yes, I would have loved if there were a sequel to it, but this was such a surprise for me, and I definitely need to check out more books from her. And I actually have a book by her on my shelves, which I discovered when I rearranged them, which, I mean, that will probably be the next one I will get to. But yeah, I was really surprised about Greyminder, how much I enjoyed it. So yeah, another one. As for the last author, that's Tia White, and her book Rules of Redemption. Now, all the other authors I discovered at the first half of the year. Then I didn't really read anything. This was our latest bud read, and I really enjoyed the first book. It's definitely a good stepping stone if you're mostly reading fantasy, because it has a lot of that element, but it's sciencey. And it still has some of those really fantasy elements. I will just say space elves. Yeah, like to the extreme in my opinion, but it was really fun and really entertaining, and definitely something that I will read more from in next year. I have already purchased the second book, and I do think that the third one is coming out soonish. But yeah, that definitely a new author that I will pick up more books from, because it was really easy to get into her writing style and things like that, even though they were kind of like massive plot holes. But that's for my wrap up. So those are 7 authors this year that I have discovered that I really enjoy the works from. As I said, I had a really hard time picking the authors, because I haven't really read too many favorite books by new authors. So yeah, this list was kind of tricky for me, but also I haven't had the best reading year this year, so that happens. So we'll hopefully have a better reading year next year. But yeah, that's all for me today, and I'll see you next time. Bye.